Hi guys and welcome to another video. My name is Nick O'Leary. Today we are talking about something slightly different. Recently Mercedes-Benz have just announced a new app for Mercedesme. On the app stores it's called Mercedesme 2020. Before we get into that, I'm just going to run through a few things of what Mercedesme actually does and why you need it. Now, just before I run into anything technical on the Mercedesme app, just please be aware that Mercedesme is a broad, massive subject. It can vary from year of car to the model of car and just generically if any services have been purchased. We'll get into it as we go along, but just please obviously bear in mind that a few things I will run through today will not be on every single car. So, what is Mercedesme? Well, at its core, every Mercedes-Benz owner should have a Mercedesme account. It basically connects your car to a few services and things that might be quite useful. So, in the form of really basic things, you can view your digital service history online. If you've got the car on finance, you can also view your finance agreement online. Of course, this would have to be through Mercedes-Benz Finance. Now for newer cars, some features, so it would be roughly 2016 and onwards, some cars will have access to some remote services which allow you to potentially unlock and lock the car. You could see the alarms for the car, you could potentially put all the windows down, so there's a few things it can do, but obviously some things for older cars it can't do. Linking your car is really easy on Mercedesme. If you've purchased it from a Mercedes-Benz showroom, they will have done this for you. If you haven't and you purchased it from, say, maybe a local garage, all you do is just pop into your Mercedes-Benz dealership with your V5 document. It looks like one of these. Just make sure you bring some photo ID as well. They'll just need to confirm your identity. Let's get right to it. So, downloading the app is really easy. All you need to do is grab hold of your phone, head over to the App Store, and then on the very bottom there'll be a little search icon. Just type in here and we're going to search for Mercedesme. You can search Mercedesme or Mercedesme 2020. Now this one here is the old app. This will be coming off very shortly. However, we do have the new one just here, so I'm going to hit the download button here. So once it's downloaded, just tap on the new app that's installed. And once it's loaded up, you'll be presented with the login or sign up screen. So basically, if you haven't already got a Mercedesme account, you can go ahead and just pop in the email address you'd like it linked to. So pop in your email there. If you have already got one, it will send you a 6-digit code. Now that email comes through instantly, so as that's just been sent, I'll check my email on my laptop here. Now if you haven't received it, just check your junk mail or spam folder, it could have gone into there. Now you get a couple of pop-ups here asking if Mercedesme can access your calendar. We'll go through this in a minute. I would tap OK because it is quite clever of how it syncs your calendar to the app. Another one will be if Mercedesme can send you notifications. Now obviously, again, depending on the spec, it can send through unlock and lock notifications and say the alarm went off or something like that, so it's quite useful. So I'm going to tap allow on that one. So that's it, we are all logged in. Now this is what the new app looks like. The home screen, a bit like MBUX, can be completely customizable. So you notice here there's a few icons, doors, windows, battery, pre-entry climate, vehicle status and more. If we go to more, you can actually move and drag and drop these icons around. So let's say I use Trip Computer a lot. If I grab hold of him, I can pop him up here and place him and kind of make my own. Say I wanted to know the alarm, we'll pop him up there, and it's an electric car. Let's pop the battery up here first and foremost. Go back to the home screen and it's all laid out exactly the way I left it. So, some of the features you can do. If it's an electric car, of course you'll have battery. So we can go in here and I can look at the status of the battery. I can see what its current charge state is, mileage remaining, if I've got any settings for the departure times, you can put the heating on prior to leaving. Next up we have Trip Computer. which basically shows you things a bit like range, battery, the actual mileage on the car, and then trip computers from start and from reset, so it kind of mirrors it from the car to the phone. Next up we have the alarms. So at the moment the car is unlocked, so the alarm is off. If I lock the car, the alarm will be active, and if someone sets the alarm off, it can notify my phone. Next up we have pre-entry climate control. So this is available on anything with an auxiliary heater. So at the time of recording, if I'm not mistaken, it will be a Marco Polo if it has the auxiliary heating, G-classes that have the winter package, and electric and hybrid vehicles. Unfortunately, petrol and diesel engines, there is no remote start option. Who knows, that may be introduced in the future, but certainly at the moment it's a no. Next up we have the vehicle status, which shows you things like if the car is locked or unlocked. You can even see on here that the windows are closed. On some cars I can do this, I can open all the windows in case it's a really hot sunny day. You can vent the car prior to getting in. And of course, just going through the bottom bits, you can then look at the tyre pressures on each individual wheel. You can then check things like to see if the car's due for a service. Of course, the windows function. You can see each individual window on here, which is quite useful. Eco score, so if I wanted to check out to see how the car's been driven, I can view how quickly someone's accelerated or how they've been coasting down the road, so it's quite useful information. And finally, there's geofencing. Now, before I go into geofencing, I'm just going to go back to the home screen. Going down here on the bottom right, this will show you sort of a bit like a tracker. Then it will show you where you are as opposed to where the car is. Going back to the geofencing. Geofencing is a term used if you want to set a certain area. So say this area here with Mercedes-Benz pool. I can put basically a big ring around this bit here, and if this car leaves that little ring, this little area, you'll basically get a notification saying the car has left that area. Now, if this is the first time that you're opening up the app, you will need to switch on these services to switch each one of these things on manually. So what you just need to do is go to the very top left-hand corner on the menu, then tap on your car, and then underneath here you'll see Manage Services. So if you go into this one here shows you what your car can do. So I said, if you're not sure what the car can do, have a look in this bit or speak to your local Mercedes-Benz dealer, they can let you know. So my recommendation is just to switch everything on. There's a button at the bottom which actually does all of this, so just tap Activate All Services. Again, if this is the first time that you are doing this, it will take you to the Terms of Use page where you just need to flick a couple of tick boxes on just to switch them on. So, say I had a car that didn't have any of those services, such as this one. So it's quite easy. As you can see, there's no little icons here where you can check the trip computers or fuel or track the car or anything like that. So all you do is go to the very top left-hand corner of the screen, tap on Mercedesme apps that's just located there, and then it will show you the store. So if you go to the store, and this will load up the shop for that car. So it will obviously check to see what things you can buy for that particular car. And you can see here, there is in-car office. I can purchase this, which will sync your calendar from a Google or Outlook account to the car. Next up, we have vehicle setup. That is basically all of the trip and statistical information you'd see in the car, such as the fuel, trip computers, unlock and lock, notifications if the alarm goes off, notifications if you've left it unlocked, all that kind of stuff. Scrolling down the list here, we then have navigation bits and bobs. Now, there will be a few things on here that you can't purchase, mainly because this car is obviously quite new. You get 3 years of live traffic information and 3 years of map updates for free from the moment it's switched on Mercedes-Me. Most of the time, the day the car's registered. Scrolling down again, we have safety and service. So this is vehicle monitoring. So in case you wanted to track the car or see where the car is parked on the map, you can do that. And then finally, some cars will have this one, which is a one-off payment of £299, obviously at the time of recording. This is smartphone integration, i.e. Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So here is the EQC which we saw on the app. Now, typical UK weather, it was raining when I brought the car in, so you'll have to excuse the water. So, say I wanted to lock the car. Now, I did actually move this. So if I go to More, I can go to Vehicle Status, and I can see the car is currently unlocked. So what I'll do, if I tap Lock Doors, instantly it's locked. Now that was in real time. The older app took a little bit longer, so the way the app has been designed, it's a lot quicker. Now, because this is, of course, an electric car, in case you needed to put the heating on remotely, you can do that on the phone. So if I go to the option Pre-Entry Climate Control, I can actually turn this on from the phone wherever I am. And you'll notice then, on the inside, a little red light will come on to say that the heating is now successfully started. And you'll just hear it click on there. So what, that took 3-4 seconds? Pretty clever. Now, one thing that's really clever is the send to car function. So this is how you can send sat-nav destinations to the actual sat-nav screen without having to type it in using the touchpads or anything. So I actually just made an appointment on my calendar here. So I just did test appointment at 10 o'clock, and I made sure I put the location of Mercedes-Benz pool in here. So really easy, that's just in my calendar. So if I now go to the Mercedesme app, you'll notice because I allowed it calendar access, you'll see it's located here. Let's say I'm on car settings or something like that, or anything. All you do is just tap send to car, and you can do this from the inside, but of course just make sure you bring your phone with you. Within seconds you will see there's a screenshot from your phone showing you where it is, and it's sent to the car. And all I need to do is just tap yes, and away we go. Easy as that. And there we go, everyone. Once again, that concludes this week's video on the new Mercedesme app, Mercedesme 2020. Now, of course, if you liked today's video, tap the like button down below. And if you want to be notified about any future videos that I upload, just tap the subscribe button and make sure you tap the bell to be notified when I upload a new video. Now, if you have any comments or anything you want to see on any future videos on Mercedes-Benz products, just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to try and include it in some of my future videos. That's it for now. See you soon.